Most students think lots of practice automatically improves IELTS scores, but Komal wrote hundreds of essays and still failed 4 times at band 5.5. Her breakthrough came when she learned our bridging strategy to improve her writing. So in this video, I'm going to show you the simple 4-step bridging strategy Komal used, and how you can quickly and reliably restructure your essays for band 7, 8, and even 9 success. So let's look at the key problems that lead to low writing scores to understand what's stopping you from reaching a high score. One of the biggest mistakes IELTS students make is believing they must fill their essays with fancy vocabulary. So using words like endeavor, plethora, myriad, and ameliorate, and contentious issue warrants meticulous examination. These all might look impressive, but when the examiner looks at them, they easily collapse. But the truth is, simpler words create stronger sentences, words that you actually know how to use. And then when the examiner comes along, they're not going to destroy your sentence, they're going to fully understand your sentence and give you a higher score. Take Komal for example. She memorized long lists of fancy words and phrases, hoping they'd boost her IELTS score. But when the results came in, she was shocked, just 5.5. Then Komal had a breakthrough. She shifted to a simpler approach, choosing vocabulary she genuinely understood. And the result? In her own words,
I was quite happy with the structure, and specifically what you told was keep it simple. I was sure, is this a band 9 essay?
Komal's experience reveals to you something very powerful. Essays built with simple, strong materials carry your ideas safely across the bridge, from your mind into the examiner's brain. Fancy materials you don't fully understand might impress other IELTS students, but they crumble when a real examiner looks at them. So how can you select the right vocabulary for your IELTS essay? Use our CLEAR system, C-L-E-A-R. First, choose words you're confident using. Next, leave out fancy memorized phrases. Exchange complicated words for simpler alternatives. Assess by reading sentences aloud, and then revise your sentences until it sounds natural. Choosing the right vocabulary gives your essay solid building blocks, but you also need a structural blueprint to prevent collapse. That's exactly what we'll cover in step 2. Before we continue, I've created something very special for you. It's the complete IELTS Bridge blueprint that contains all 4 parts of the strategy. Inside, you'll find everything you need to implement this system, including the actual Band 8 sample essay that uses this bridge strategy from a real Band 8 student, the birthday cake strategy worksheet for selecting perfect vocabulary, the full easy framework template that saved Komal hours of planning time, and the fast method checklist that helped Komal identify her specific weaknesses, the exact ones that had kept her stuck at 5.5 for months. This is the same blueprint that many of my VIP students have used to go from 5.5 to 7 and beyond. All you have to do is just click the link in the description and you can download it in seconds for free. Now let's continue with step 2 of the bridge strategy. The second major writing mistake IELTS candidates make is placing their words and ideas randomly without a clear overall plan. Even if your vocabulary is strong, without a step-by-step blueprint, your essay quickly becomes a confusing mess, one that examiners struggle to follow. Think of your essay like a bridge. Even the best materials are useless without a clear blueprint to guide construction. Your essay is no different. You need a clear, simple, structural framework showing exactly where each piece belongs. For Komal, the breakthrough came when she discovered the EASY framework, E-A-S-Y. This became her simple blueprint for every IELTS essay she wrote. Here's how the EASY framework works. First, establish your position. Paraphrase the question and clearly state your position. Next, argue your first point in your first main body paragraph. Topic sentence, explanation, and example. S, write your second main body paragraph using your second point. And again, topic sentence, explanation, and example. And then finish your essay with your conclusion and restate your position in your conclusion and summarize your key points. Komal quickly realized the value of this structure. Before discovering this blueprint, Komal wasted valuable minutes figuring out what to write next. With the EASY framework, she planned her essays quickly and efficiently. Now, how can you implement this blueprint yourself? Here's exactly what to do with our simple PREP system, P-R-E-P. Step 1, plan your essay drawing the easy framework first. Next, read the question. Next, evaluate how the structure applies to the question. And then finally, put pen to paper and write out your essay. So even if you're following a clear blueprint, you might make massive mistakes that you simply cannot see because you're not a trained IELTS examiner. These hidden weaknesses will cause you to fail, no matter how hard you work or how many essays you write. You need someone trained to spot these flaws, someone who knows exactly what examiners are looking for. What you need is a qualified bridge inspector, an IELTS expert who understands exactly how examiners evaluate your writing. This professional inspection is an investment that saves you from repeatedly failing again and again.
Especially your correction service, it was so up to the mark. When I went through my mistakes, I understood where I was going wrong. Plus, I believe that people should verify before going to an IELTS instructor. What happened with me is before giving my second attempt, I came across one instructor. There was just a Facebook page to help me with my IELTS preparation, and they charge a very small chunk of amount and they correct the essay template. But then through my research, I came to know that that person is still struggling with the IELTS exam and they are just tutoring to earn some money so that they can, it's like an investment for them. And people like us, they get cheated just by, paying, and then they demotivate that, no, you need another 6 months of time to prepare for the exam and stuff. But I believe that, as you always say, that take IELTS as an investment rather than giving exam again and again. Find a better tutor and do, and I feel that IELTS Advantage is the best.
Think about it. Would you trust a doctor who's never passed medical school? Of course not. So why trust your IELTS preparation to someone who hasn't even mastered the exam themselves? So to make this super easy for you, I've added a special link in the description. This link will allow you to join our VIP course and get 5 one-on-one feedback sessions with a former examiner worth $125 absolutely free when you join the VIP course using that link. You won't find that link anywhere else, and it's only available to those who watch this video today. Getting a professional inspection on your essay tells you exactly what needs fixing. When I inspected Komal's essays, we discovered structural issues she never noticed herself. But knowing what's broken isn't enough. You actually need to go one step further and fix the problems identified. This brings us to the crucial 4th step in building your IELTS bridge. This is another critical mistake IELTS students frequently make. We see this every day. They get professional feedback identifying the specific problems that they have, but then simply continue writing essays in exactly the same way, hoping their weaknesses will magically disappear. Understanding your mistakes is only half the battle. If you don't actively work to fix each weakness, your writing won't improve. You must intentionally shift from essay writing to targeted weakness improvement. This means slowing down, focusing on just one weakness at a time, and practicing specific techniques to turn that weakness into a strength. And Komal admitted her initial mistake.
Actually, I was one of them. I got my essays corrected in the start and I just had a glance. This was the feedback. Okay, fine. But then later on, when I got my result, after my 3rd attempt, I became really very serious. I took all my previous essays. I literally highlighted my mistakes. Then I understood that, yes, Chris told that once you're done with the correction, go through your essay, review it for 30 minutes or so. And that is how I got my desired score.
Komal's experience clearly shows that targeted practice, focusing deeply on specific weaknesses, is far more effective than simply writing essay after essay without improvement. Here's exactly how you can implement this powerful approach yourself using our simple FAST system, F-A-S-T. Focus on one weakness at a time. Shift from quantity, writing many essays, to quality, fixing specific targeted issues. Allocate dedicated practice time that just focuses on improving one weakness at a time. Study and practice deliberately until that specific weakness becomes a clear strength. And then track your improvement by asking your teacher to give you specific feedback focused on your targeted weakness. By following this targeted repair strategy, you'll build the right skills quickly and effectively. But what about speed? How can you consistently produce high-quality IELTS essays within the tight time limits of the exam? You only have 40 minutes to get everything done. That's exactly what we'll cover next. So eventually, Komal reached the point where she could confidently complete a full Task 2 essay in just 20 minutes, as she proudly told me.
I used to finish my writing task 2 in around 20 minutes.
But even with the right approach, no IELTS journey is perfectly smooth. During Komal's practice, she repeatedly saw scores of 6 or just 6.5, and she felt deeply discouraged. She felt like giving up. This is the crucial moment that most students face. When doubts creep in, motivation goes away, and we question if we should keep going at all.
I got really very demotivated when I saw my score, and I told my husband also, look, I cannot do this, you find another way to migrate. But then he motivated me, and I'm a teacher basically. So then I thought that what would others feel if they see that their teachers not trying her level best? So that is how I woke up one day. I was continuously practicing. I dedicated myself towards IELTS for around 8 to 9 hours in a day, continuously doing those listening modules and writing and stuff.
And that determination paid off. Komal's journey wasn't easy. She faced frustration, doubt, and the temptation to slip back into old habits. But by sticking firmly to the core principles of the bridging strategy, Komal weathered that storm. Pushing through those dark clouds of doubt was the key to her eventual success. Komal's story shows us clearly, IELTS success isn't about perfection or smooth sailing. It's about staying committed to the right strategies, even when things get tough. If you follow these core principles and refuse to give up when doubt creeps in, your breakthrough will come too. So after all this effort, what was her final result? On her 5th attempt, after joining our course, she got band 7 in writing. Alongside 8.5 in listening, 7.5 in speaking, and 7 in reading, she did it. Her IELTS bridge finally passed inspection, and her dream of crossing over to Canada was back on track, all because she used our system.
I took a right step, enrolling myself with IELTS Advantage, and it's a very good investment for me. Thank you so much for helping me out. It's because of you that I'll be going to Canada now.
You're very welcome, Komal, but the credit goes to you. You did all the work. So you've seen how Komal's approach to IELTS writing changed everything for her. But there's a much bigger secret to IELTS writing success that I haven't told you yet. In fact, when I shared this secret with an entire school of struggling professionals, their average score jumped from 5.5 to 7.5 in just a few days. And the most surprising part, they achieved this by studying less, not more. So in my next unique video, I'll reveal this unique approach to IELTS writing Task 2, along with the exact framework that's helped thousands of students get a band 7, 8, and even 9. I'm even going to write a complete band 9 essay live to demonstrate these principles in action. Click here to discover what most IELTS teachers will never tell you.